Okay, so the YouTube is live.
Oh, the camera's on, voice is on. Everybody.
Morning.
Good morning. It is 8:33 and we will bring to call to order this meeting of the San Juan County Canvassing Board to review the results and any challenge ballots from the 2022 general election.
Good morning, Cameron
I was gonna
Armstrong.
say President R, no, I can't pause. Council Chair Christine Minnie and Prosecuting Attorney Randy Gaylord. In addition, Cameron Armstrong, Elections Manager, will be running the meeting, and Libby Concord, Grants Administrator, is subbing for our election specialist and taking notes. Thank you, Libby. We also have one observer, Tom Starr. Thank you for being here, Tom.
Thank you for being here.
Take it.
All set. First is the oath of authenticity. Gosh, do not like that word. Basically, I solemnly swear that the unofficial returns and supporting documentation of the general election held on November 8th, 2022 in San Juan County, state of Washington, are true and correct. And sworn before Councilmember Christine Minnie. If you could please sign that.
Sign the bottom half.
Tomorrow when we certify it. And first off, we have 15 ballots returned where the voter did not sign the declaration. All of the voters for the ballots that were challenged have been called. They have been sent letters. They were called at the time or emailed at the time. If we had contact information, we also called them on last week as a reminder and sent them a letter to cure their signature. So they have till 4:30 today to return those signatures. And so anything accepted up to that point will be, or anything returned to 4:30 will be accepted for this election. We have 15 ballots where this ballot declaration is not signed. I will wake up with this.
You haven't had your crumb cake yet.
No, I haven't.
This one didn't get a stamp. Actually, I'm gonna stamp a stamp. So the top one.
Run this over.
These are easy.
Easy.
So are we accepting 0, rejecting 15? Is that what
Well, we'll wait, most,
But most likely, okay.
that's,
It's the only one that is extremely likely outcome.
Okay.
Those marks are pretty likely too, but sometimes we find one that wasn't noticed.
That's pretty amazing out of 12,000.
Right? Yeah, pretty good.
There we go.
This one filled in his email address, but did not sign it. I think that voters sometimes just don't understand that then we don't count their ballots if they don't sign them.
Is that kind of a normal amount?
For the returns, yes, yeah. And we, right when we call people, they're like, oh, I know I did that. You know, but it was already like in the ballot box.
Yeah.
And
Explain this.
they didn't return their envelope, they returned this envelope, but,
so this
It
guy's
must have been in
declaration,
the ballot box then.
Yeah.
Dwight,
I figured that's who it was, but then someone was
Yeah.
under and I thought maybe it's his
It's
wife.
white, all
saw him
right.
this morning.
That's funny.
the hand carried it around.
Is it over here?
No, he's picking up a load on Lucas. I think we should open this one, huh?
It has been open, but you're welcome to.
Oh, there's no affidavit on this one.
Yeah.
I can open it?
Yeah.
There's no envelope inside an envelope. No envelope inside an envelope. So there's no attestation language. So, though there is something that appears to be a signature, it's not accompanied by that.
A signature of that, of the,
Statements.
So no signature, no attestation. Okay, I rejected them all.
Okay,
They've all
thank
been
you.
rejected. 15 out of 15, 0 accepted.
Next, we have 52 signatures that don't match the signature we have in the voter registration. They have all been called and sent letters, so they still have till 4:30 today to return a cure letter with a signature that matches.
That seems higher than it's been in the recent past that I've been attending.
This is more,
Seems like it to me.
it seems more like more to
You
me.
guys had a higher return this
are these
election,
the
Jim.
3 signatures that you have on file?
Yeah.
This is where your training comes in.
Yeah.
It is,
That
and that's why I
class.
cover
I
the,
try to remember.
I try
What
to
is
be
it that they
swayed by
told me
the
to watch for?
person before me.
Here's where you get to make your decisions, though.
Paragraph 51, did you say?
52.
Here, let me give you a sheet, Tom, sorry.
First one
That's why I
I
had next one this morning. I knew you were gonna be there, but I announced it.
This one's voted on.
Already, just went.
No. No cost, no dot.
And when we do challenge a signature, there's 2 of us looking at the signature and saying, you know, agreed.
We're rejecting a lot.
These 2 came from the same person.
Mm-hmm.
This is a previous signature.
That is the signature.
Or just formerly known as.
the artist.
I'd suggest we relook at this one.
Okay.
We'll discuss that one. This one had a witness.
That's it. No signature. That's when Oz would give me, a pile instead of like one at a time. We'll just go through them and say no signature, say update.
Can you remind me, Carolyn, why sometimes we have multiple signatures? Okay.
They'll return, clear letters or, and we'll add those signatures to the file. Like if we need a signature update, we'll add that signature to the file.
Okay.
We also, if they register on a registration form, we'll capture that signature. And on the registration form, it'll have their, Washington driver's license. So we'll also pull the signature from, Department of Licensing.
Okay.
Well, since we have 3 signatures, I can find enough in the 3. A little different, and that one seems to be a little different too.
She got married, changed her name, because that was, she went the same name.
Hmm.
I like your signature, but nothing like yours on file.
There's a lot in my name though to sign.
When mine was adopted, the signature of the judges must have missed it. It was like just all horizontal lines. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think my signature, I mean, even though it's just the C and the A, it's still, it is very consistent.
Some of these seem to be names or signatures I remember from the
Yeah,
last
that
2
was
years.
Also,
Serial,
we've seen before,
poor signature,
they really need to come in.
people, yes.
Give us an updated signature.
Yeah, it seems like when you get the letter, if you don't respond, you accept it. It may be rejected.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense that at that point,
But they may say, well, I'm
Election
not
is-
changing the outcome of any election, so. it doesn't
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
matter. I do get credit for voting, so. It's gonna just repeat, the problem's gonna repeat.
There's a couple in here where they have received a, no sig
Correction.
match letter every election. It's like, okay, well,
They clearly don't care if the votes count.
mm,
Jeez Louise.
What happened to this map?
I'm thinking floorboard of the card.
Yeah, for
Card,
sure.
yes.
Hmm.
There are some where I'm like, oh, I wish I was wearing gloves.
You have bugs in there.
Yeah, no.
You're totally gonna have to mess with the formatting on this can.
No worries. I appreciate you being here for a few minutes.
Where is was the ballot not in here?
I don't know, there's no signature, or the signature doesn't match, so we,
There is nothing in the envelope, but we still have to go through the process of opening it.
What I mean is, all these still have the ballots inside, this one does not.
That has not been opened.
some people will return, their envelope with the signature to get credit for voting, but then don't vote.
Oh,
We have,
I think we give people too much credit when we say it. I don't think most people understand the concept of credit for voting. I think they just forget to put the ballot in.
and then we have a couple where they put the ballot in the box, but nothing
Has
else.
nothing in it.
Yeah.
Using a reject.
Well, that's not why we reject it, we reject
I
it based on the signature.
I know, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on the signature. If they didn't give me a ballot.
this one makes me laugh, wow.
Not question signature unless you show me two means, whatever that means.
Very pleasant person.
Does that mean you've questioned her signature before?
No, it just, I didn't feel like it matched.
But did you see her note here?
Yep.
Which sounds to me like we have questioned her signature.
We have never questioned her signature.
I wonder, unless you show me two means, that's weird.
I believe she's also the first person to hang up on me too.
Wait, were you joking when you said it was a very pleasant person? Was that sarcastic?
Pam is never sarcastic.
I totally believe what you said.
I would never intentionally say anything mean.
That's a nice way of getting your point across.
I think even with that phone call, I politely said to her, I can't understand you when you're yelling at me. So,
But such people are vastly in the minority, fortunately. Wonder if they voted with a pencil also, probably.
okay.
I don't see a match there anyway. It seems like a lot of signature mismatches this time.
Mhm.
Doesn't feel like it usually takes this long.
Interesting.
Interesting, this one says the husband signed the ballot.
Yeah, when they're called, he was like, oh, husband signed ballot, because she was away. So, I said, well, you can't do that, huh?
That's an interesting signature.
Yeah. But
If you're gonna use it, you gotta use it
Yeah.
consistently.
there are a couple that have smiley faces for the signatures, and they are consistent smiley faces.
You looking at these things, Miley? These scribbles for signature?
Yeah.
I mean, how are you ever gonna match that up? I
Um,
haven't
Well, some
accepted
people,
any
I
of
mean,
these.
Kevlin's signature is a scribble, but it's the same scribble every time.
There's a weight in the ink and where whether it goes up or down or it's heavy at the end, a little tick.
And scribbles are actually pretty hard to reproduce because it's such a fast motion. I think people just have different signatures, fast signatures, formal signatures. informal signatures, and they don't think about that when they're voting.
Different type of pens.
Yep.
Mhm.
The signatures we get from DOL are always come across thick. Have to fix that problem yet. But theirs come across like they were done with Sharpie.
Maybe they have you sign on the little screen or something.
Yeah. But it's not supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be working on it. Oh, goodness. I'm glad there's no close races this time. Since there are so many of these.
I think Charter 2 is like 30 off or something like that.
Oh, that one, yeah. Yep, I suppose it could be swayed by this.
So Libby, when you have all the envelopes, if you can give us a count of how many were accepted and how many were rejected, please.
Okay, thank you. Just gonna do a double check for to make sure that I got them in the right pile.
By the way, Rice Krispie treats with crushed up candy cane is the bomb.
No way.
Yes.
No
I
way.
woke up yesterday, I'm like, oh, what if I crush up some candy canes in there? Because Greg was like, what are we gonna do with leftover
So,
marshmallows?
Are you bringing them up or something?
Greg. I ate the whole entire 13 by 9
That's
can yesterday.
amazing. That I would not think that's good, except if the peppermint pieces are small enough, maybe.
Yeah, we crushed it with a meat tenderizer.
Is it possible for your humble observer to look at just one of these to see typically what got rejected?
You're welcome to.
Thanks.
Some of them, there's no question.
I have 3 here I want to talk about.
Yeah, that one's wildly different.
Yeah, it seems like everything's giving you all those marshmallows. You know, 'cause you just put the sprinkle on top of the yams, and it's like, what do you do with the rest of
The
this?
marshmallows on your hands.
Yes. I also have green bean casserole on my table
Oh, we
too.
have green bean casserole.
Yeah.
We don't do marshmallows on the ends.
Greg is not fond of green bean casserole, and I was like, more to me. I was like, it's tradition, it has to go on the table.
We make fruit salad, which is marshmallows, whipped cream,
Yeah.
and then a little bit of fruit.
I know. Really
And
crappy
Berger,
fruit.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Version. Is it the canned fruit?
yeah.
Yeah, it has to be the canned fruit. It can't be fresh.
Come on.
It doesn't taste right if it's fresh.
I put fresh grapes in it. That's about it.
Okay, let's talk about the 4 of these. This one, at first I was leaning toward where you were, and then I looked at these 2 quickly, and I said, oh, except for the line going across, these are really pretty similar. With the E beginning like this has a little extra loop here, but it still kind of goes up and then falls off about the same. So I thought, not sure about that one. True, it does have that line going straight across, but that could just be a errant mark.
Looks like a dominant mark to me. And
What did you say? A what mark?
it's a mark that is like a
Part of the
characteristic of a signature.
Understood.
A signature mark.
Right,
Which
like
is one of the
If it's a
reasons I
signature
rejected
mark,
it.
then it doesn't match.
like crossing a T.
If somebody always puts an I and one is missing, you know.
Thurman has a T,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no cross on this one.
Mm-hmm. I do see what you're saying, clearly.
I'm gonna go without it. But you guys can keep.
Thank you.
This one, Barbara's. I couldn't quite decide what to do with this. I have a G in my name, right?
Me too.
And so I begin with a G, and this is the kind of G I always learned to make. My wife makes a G like this, which is a big circle and down, but she does so consistently. I think if someone always made a G like this in their life, that's the way they do the G. And I'm inclined to reject this just based upon the G alone. The other part looks acceptable to me, the Vaughn and the Barbara, but this just kind of decides it.
My husband George makes his G's two different ways.
Does he?
So that didn't bother me, and the similarity in the Barbara Vaughn, that's why I left it.
Okay.
I'm Gabler Minnie, my last name's,
Mhm.
and I'm consistently this G, which is neither here nor there, but I don't do two different Gs. And to me, this is like neat and tidy signature. This is definitely a lot more like quick, willy, or quick.
Go with that. Okay, this one, okay, so ignore everything starting right here. Ignore all of this, cover that up.
Okay.
And if you look at this little bit right here, it matches up. The part, it's like there's two things. There's this scribble here, and then there appears to be a signature up here going upward.
I remember this from last time.
There's definitely a scribble up there, but even the scribble doesn't match in my mind.
It doesn't quite match in mine as either.
Okay,
And we do look at a signature that way too, by, covering up what doesn't match, and it's like, does the first letter match, does the,
Right.
last letter match?
yeah, okay, and then this one. This one, I think, matches. What you have to recognize is that it's scrunched so that the S is inside here, and a little closer to the end of the first name. And if you see that S there, then I think it comes together.
And that's what I voted for, was that it was voted.
Oh, what did I put? Oh, you guys put voted. Ah,
Yeah,
what did I do? I voted. Oh, we were revert. Sorry.
Good to double check ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're accepted. And I'm getting copies even though I know what the number should be.
Always.
2,
Thank you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Well, she's counting on the question.
12.
I wonder, this is just so hypothetical and really inconsequential, but if Randy couldn't be here and John couldn't be here, could Amy have been here?
and
Yes,
yes,
as long
Even
as,
though she was on the ballot?
Randy, as the prosecuting attorney, has, signed a designation,
she was
for-
asking about,
For being
well,
on the
for
ballot.
example, could Natasha substitute for me? She can because she is unopposed, however, she could not vote on any, when we look at the ballots, she could not, her vote on her particular election would not count. So if there is a
Okay.
question vote,
Okay.
If there's a question vote, or there's an overvote or
which is
undervote.
kind of irrelevant when you're the only candidate, but that's the rule.
Gotcha.
I was forgetting that Amy was on the ballot.
And I
It
was
was just,
I was so
given.
young, Kelly's ignored
When
all
you
the
were,
times I was
yeah.
opposed.
Yeah, with all of this portion where you can't see the ballot.
Doesn't matter.
And,
So
and,
number
and
40
the other
rejected.
races,
Thank you.
questions, on the other races, on the votes and the votes.
Pleasantly enough, there were only 10 late
That's not
returns,
very nice.
so I was very pleased with, that.
Yeah, 40, right?
Correct.
So the 8th is the key date, right?
Yes,
November 8th.
November 8th.
That's it. is very clear. What does that mean?
Mailed 11/14.
What did you mail on 11/14? It was received on the 14th.
I'm not sure where that was written or what, who wrote that.
Isn't that your handwriting?
That is way too neat to be mine,
Mailer. Does that look like Oz's handwriting?
probably.
What do you mean by that? Oh, it is clear anyway.
Did they take it to their, where'd the stamp come from?
The late stamp or received stamp,
Received stamp. Is that this office?
this office, yes.
Is that like the boxes?
Mail,
Oh, man.
Oh, that's what she means. It was a mailed item received on the 14th. As opposed to a box item.
yeah.
Mailed comma.
Yeah.
Or no.
And I think I've reminded a few times to use the stamp with all mail, anything that comes in the office, period. You're missing pieces.
Sorry.
Do they go all together even if some are rejected, some are not? Or do we?
We can go ahead and keep them in their separate piles for now, but throughout the day, when we
Even took it
when
in.
I receive the care
It's pretty
letters,
amazing.
I'll just pull them
That's a
out.
fun stamp, actually.
And I don't need to write anything where it says cure
It's
forms
the
received
Anacortes.
or outstanding
Anacortes
balance.
stamp.
balance,
Yeah.
I don't write anything.
That'll
Yeah, there's
Um,
no hand stamps
be
there.
in
You're
tomorrow's
still late.
stamps
I mean,
and
the hand
whatnot.
stamps shut
I
it.
know, yeah, it's still late, late as can be.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
See? San Antonio, Texas. How did that happen?
It has to be on
Took
time.
him a while to receive.
Yeah.
San Antonio, another hand stamped on the 9th.
I don't know, what do you think this is? PND, where are you going PNDC?
Morgan P and I. Or no, P and DC.
Yeah. Sounds never been so late, but it's an interesting.
What's the lookup?
10199.
10.
Morgan P and DC. District of Columbia?
Yeah, of some sort maybe.
Hand stamp. It's a good one. Interesting, more hand stamps than I've ever seen.
Mm.
Maybe they have a process for ballots. When they see a
Well,
ballot,
I don't
put
think
it
they
in.
would bother when they're late.
You think these are requested stamps?
I know. Yes, I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that too.
And then I have to assume that they just did not understand what the number was. But the new was close.
Close but no cigar.
Here are the fun ones.
Okay,
All rejected.
All 10. Thank you. Okay, here we have 10 ballots where, there was a race, challenged by the A team for voter intent. The first ballot, went on to duplication, but the ballot was still challenged, so the duplicated ballot is attached. So once there's a decision made on
That's the duplicated ballot.
this duplicate ballot,
They just put an X. They don't X fill it in.
just the scanner can read it. So here is the original ballot, so this is the ballot that, you'll be looking at. And I wrote the race, on each of these, which was,
not too many.
yeah, not too many.
Okay, so the
There
race
might be
pretty
one or
simple
two.
ballot.
was Secretary of State.
And there were 10 of these guys.
10, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, all of these, the ballot as a whole is accepted, but it's a race that's being questioned whether or not, the voter went one way or the other. If they filled both in and they crossed out yes or no, or, and my role during ballot processing with the 18 is if they're discussing it, it needs to go to canvassing board because it's not their job to discuss.
Can you overvote with a write-in when there's no, I didn't think you could
No.
overvote with a write-in.
No, the vote goes towards the candidate unless the write-in has a write-in and
So
the
why are we
target.
questioning this?
Sometimes I'm not 100% in
Okay,
the room. Yeah, there's a couple where they just,
didn't know the rules.
Yeah. and we
Has to be
do,
a registered voter.
Well,
no,
because the issue is somebody filled in a blank for the candidate and a blank for the write-in, but they didn't put a name in the write-in. If you didn't put a name in the
Oh,
write-in,
that's-
then the fill-in for the write-in doesn't matter. It's not counted as an overvote.
Gotcha.
But that's what we have here, but
Mhm.
it was marked for canvassing board.
Excuse me. I just choked on my own spit there. That went-
Well, especially an overvote. These.
Is this what we're doing now, like all the same? Yeah, okay, wait. This one is calling out sheriff and treasurer. Not just treasurer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you. It just says treasurer.
On the back, you read the red. And then if you look at the box.
Oh. Okay.
hardest lots, another vote.
That is another one, okay. So,
It's amazing to me people just go through like that.
Okay, give that to Julie Anderson. There was enough of the Steve Hobbs crossed off to. It looked like 2 people voted that ballot.
Interesting. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
One person put scratches and the other filled in the box. That's what I think of it. The benefit of voting.
And then, right.
I saw it, I was just looking at all the other marks. So marks are consistent, that one isn't consistent, but it is marked. Is there a voting tip rule for that?
Whether it's a hesitation mark or they were just resting their pen there, if they start it, they didn't complete it, but
Pencil,
looking at the rest of the ballot, I would have gone more of a hesitation mark. Cause it's not consistent with the other votes in the ballot.
definitely not consistent. Okay,
Cause I don't look at
that's just, yeah.
so how education too.
Are you gonna need me to stay and help with those?
If you can, I will feed you.
Let me check my calendar to do it. I've got a meeting at 10:30. Okay.
I have a doctor's appointment at 10, so. It was made 4 months ago, so it's like, I'm not gonna miss it.
Seems like these days it always takes 4 months to get it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I got one a month and a half out. I felt pretty good about that.
Yeah.
What kind of employment?
Just a general health,
Oh,
general
gotcha.
wellness appointment.
Yeah, I always put my PCP 3 months. She tells me to.
My specialist, I had to book 6 months out.
What is this?
I don't even think about going to the dentist.
Nobody mentioned the Alex Smith Trevor overvote.
Actually, that's a good point, but that's what I used to determine my answer. It was as if that person chose to fill in all of them to like,
So, but that wasn't questioned on this?
it wasn't.
Is it?
I think it's an overvote.
Are they talking about
Trevor
Alex from Mel?
and Alex,
Yeah, that's an overvote.
so that should be non-voted.
Yeah, but that's not what the question, that one was clear.
That
But that's
was-
what happens, that's what has happened in all of those boxes, in the way I'm seeing it.
So what's the question put to us?
Oh, this, the same as that, but I wouldn't have questioned that either.
That's why I was asking. So should we just add that Alex Ramel vote is an overvote? Alex and Trevor?
Up to you. Yes.
I see it as an overvote. It's gonna have to go to a resolution in the first place, to deselect the right in there. What does that say there?
I'm curious as to why you guys are saying that Rhonda Peterson is not a vote.
Well, to explain, I did.
It's not an overvote because no name is written in here.
Okay,
That's just a
okay,
rule.
understood. And I'm happy to accept, like, change, the ability, or my ability to change that. But I was using the idea that, or the thought process that they weren't voting for anybody by filling in all of the
yeah.
blanks.
This is clearly an overvote because they voted for the two candidates.
Right.
Filling that in is irrelevant.
Okay,
And the same thing here, an overvote.
understood.
Here, they also fill in the write-in box, but because they didn't write a name, it's
Mhm.
not an
I
Because
understand
there's
that.
only one candidate.
I do understand that.
overvote. No opponent doesn't exactly matter, but that's the rule.
I think I was thinking too literal about the words
So
voter
what's
intent.
the question race on this one then?
In my mind, the other one that should have
sheriff.
been questioned was treasurer.
And the treasurer. Okay, but
And even treasurer shouldn't have been questioned.
so, okay, but
Yeah, I don't
See,
think when
this
they're
is what I'm
putting them in
wondering
the
about.
canvassing board unless they ask
Did
them.
they catch the Ramel Smith race? Because it's exactly the same as the Krebs Peter race. So these two should both be rejected, and that should be clear in our intention here. The sheriff race and the position 2 race are overvotes.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I put a lot of red on that paper.
You want to cross off?
Yes.
I'm gonna add position 2.
So do I only list on the minutes if a vote was just full on rejected? Like I'll put it accept or I don't have to do like this is for a particular person.
No, just for the whole batch, whether they were all accepted or rejected.
Okay.
Signature
I
there.
will.
Position 2, Alex race rejected. That needs your signature to show the intention
Yeah,
of that.
I don't think it's necessary. It wasn't questioned. And it's a clear overvote, so.
It's exactly the same as the one that was
I know.
questioned, so that's why I
I
wonder if it was
recognize it.
caught.
Unfortunately, the 18 doesn't have as much training as election staff does, but they're the ones who, when the pair of them agree that it's a question, they send it. So the sheriff's race shouldn't have been questioned. They didn't question the Alex Ramel race. And, yeah. The Rhonda one, I can understand the questioning because that's not as clear. I mean, it's a clear rule, but not everybody
This
does.
one has an accepted and a not accepted on it.
For 2 races, yeah.
There's two different races.
There are more than one race.
When we scan those in, we'll have the ballot here to either select or deselect to make sure that the race is counted according to the canvassing board and their decision.
So when we write on these ballots, can you still scan them in if you have to duplicate them?
No, we scan them
So on
We
my
only-
minutes, do I put rejected or accepted?
in. You only need to keep track of how many, not.
Partially, it is partially accepted, so it's an accepted.
So it's an accepted, okay, thank you.
That one is a hot mess.
Well, and really, all of them are accepted.
Yeah, that's why I said, they're all accepted. It's-
Okay,
That's what I was saying, they're making a decision on a particular race.
okay,
So
so it's
on
There's
just
nothing
the,
wrong
on the
with the
the
challenge.
ballot
Yeah.
itself is, I'm with you.
Occasionally, very rarely, we might reject an entire ballot because of something.
Yeah, in this batch, the ballot as a whole is accepted. But that's not the case with the next ballots.
Oh, boy.
Didn't we have a write-in that elected Carla Higginson a long time ago?
I really, oh,
I don't remember writing being elected.
Not in this county.
I recently spoke to her about that. She had quite a write-in campaign, but she didn't win. Allegedly.
A
Yeah.
write-in was
The prosecutor.
elected in Adams County once, who did not want to be elected.
Oh,
shoot.
And it was because of that race that they actually changed the write-in law, so that now you cannot be elected as a write-in. In fact, you don't even have to count your votes as a write-in unless you declare it as a write-in. So it's because of that. It was the county auditor's husband, actually, who used to be sheriff, had retired from being sheriff, didn't want to be sheriff, and they voted him back in. So,
And did he serve?
no, he refused to serve, so.
In last general, we did have a declared write-in, when a race, but that was for, I think the water district, at the Cape.
That was because he missed the filing week or something.
No, he changed his mind afterwards,
Okay.
Overvote. Yes, or undervote, whatever. It's no vote, doesn't count. Same one, same issue. No. Road fund, the same.
Yep.
It's not mentioned. Prop one and road fund, they're identical. They added and road fund. They're identical.
I do agree with you. This is the one that I looked at based on this, which is Prop 1. And Prop 1, so
Prop
actually
1
it's
is-
this one that was not on the form to begin with.
Yes.
So it's prop one twice.
It's Prop 1 and Proposition 3, Charter Amendment Proposition 3.
Yeah,
So it's, yeah,
that's prop
this
three.
is the one that I looked at, yeah, this, we need to add Prop 3 here.
Okay, yes.
And to
Vote on
me,
both.
right.
Agreed.
okay. I don't know if you
Oh, it's the
wanna
same
send-
vote.
Yeah, okay, I didn't,
Same.
Okay. Intent. Charter amendment. else is so clear. I can't see them.
2 ballots were dropped in,
It's not a
a
declaration.
ballot box without a declaration envelope or anything.
So unfortunately, that means we can't draft
The
this.
same as without a signature.
Well, we don't even know who voted them.
Yeah.
So,
It's just a,
No declaration.
yeah,
no declaration, no signature.
That's right, it could
For a while.
be anybody. That's
It could
the
be
ballot
anybody.
stuffing problem. We want to avoid the ballot
Mhm.
stuffing problem. We'll reject these.
so those will
Spell
be
that word.
rejected as a whole.
Okay.
So they won't be, counted at all.
This is cute, they made up their own little envelope.
So much effort. So much effort. We received this one, during the general, it's a primary, ballot, we're just, bringing that to the canvassing board to be rejected as a late ballot. That is for the primary.
Open this.
Oh, they really put a lot of energy into this envelope, didn't they?
It's a little disappointing to turn it away.
Where did this envelope come from? Because it says no postage necessary.
They,
Probably their junk pile.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just a return ballot, or return envelope from,
whatever they
something
crossed
else.
out. Mhm.
Mhm.
So this is a primary envelope and a primary ballot.
That's cheating mail system because that is no postage necessary if mailed to the right
wonder-
spot.
I wonder how much people get away with that. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, we're rejecting it, right?
And then we have, 2, ballots the voter has received either a reissue or a re-
That was one.
Oh, we need
It
to mark the
says
ballot
two
here
here.
too.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Okay, but what about that one?
Yeah.
There's 2 ballots there. Randy has one and Christine has one.
You mark the envelope, we marked the
Okay,
envelope
no.
and the ballot.
We did the no declarations, you got those, right?
So that's.
And there's
gonna-
two more question ballots listed. How about those?
This is no declaration. This
Oh, you
is
saw
the
that?
first of
That's no
the
declaration.
replacement.
This is no
I have
declaration.
one ballot here.
And there's the other no declaration.
There were 2 places to sign, one on the ballot, one on the envelope.
But,
Yeah.
Mike, I'm questioning the number of ballots.
Yes,
Okay, you got 2 no decks.
only one, which is what you're saying. We need a second replacement ballot because it says 2.
Well, she's giving me 2 more, which makes 3.
No. I gave you, 2 ballots that did not have a declaration. That's no declaration on the form. There's 2, so,
Yeah, we've got those.
okay, and then, what are you questioning then?
And then there are 3 other ballots.
But that one says.
This
2.
one is just informational. It's just saying, hey.
So you don't need, that doesn't, we don't
No,
have to
it's
rule on
just
that one.
informational. Sorry, I
Because
should
it's
have
a
said that.
wrong ballot,
And,
Okay.
I'm putting these on there because they do have ballots in them. They are in the general. They either received a replacement ballot or a reissue ballot and they voted both, which they can. And the ballot that is received first is the one that is accepted. So these were received after
That's
their
because they
ballots has
moved
been
or
accepted.
something.
They should be
So I'm
rejected.
just officially, having the canvassing board reject these ballots.
It's interesting how few other counties refer to your board as the canvas board.
What?
Yeah, I'm on the election, EIC committee. So we're getting reports from all over the state.
Right.
From involving your kind of committee. They're just called elections commission.
They're the canvassing board, that's a legal term.
Oh, yeah,
Comes
no,
from
I-
RCW.
I believe it. I just, it's not 100% used.
I'm surprised to hear that, but that's interesting.
I don't,
Certainly in my circles, everybody calls it the canvassing
Yeah.
board.
which does make sense, but I can tell you from a more lay person perspective, you're like canvassing
Yeah, I
board,
had no
what does
idea
this
what you
even
guys
mean?
did.
Right,
Yeah.
well, it's not that the public understands.
Right,
Yeah.
which is why perhaps other jurisdictions choose to call it something different.
Because the term doesn't seem to relate to what you're doing.
Right.
Canvassing to me means going out and
Mm-hmm.
checking with the voters.
For sure.
Did you see this note? He believes that he submitted a primary ballot? First
I
ballot?
did look at the notes when it's scanned in and it shows the ballot has already been accepted. That ballot is,
For the general election.
for the general election, yes.
Okay, so he got that information.
Or did it convey?
And same with Christine, she got
Yeah.
credit for voting the general
Yes.
election.
Yeah, we bend over backwards to make sure people have ballots, and sometimes because of changes and because of being able to register the vote, and change your location right up until election day.
Mhm.
People do end up with multiple ballots, and there's a very detailed flow chart about which ballot you accept.
Things I dream about.
Mm.
So, that is all I have for the canvassing board to review today. We still have till 4:30 for voters to return their cure letters for the, declarations that weren't signed or the signature doesn't match. And, would you like to come back tomorrow?
No, yes?
Yes.
Hardly wait.
Yes,
Maybe
yay.
tomorrow. I do want to say that typically the second day tends to be really swift.
Yes.
That's true.
Because council starts at 9 tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll just be trial reviewing the reconciliation of the election and signing the certification and answering any questions about the results or numbers.
She'll let us know if any of the other cures came in.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
Do you have how many uncounted ballots do you have at this point in time?
About 60
60?
plus somewhere
So
around there.
you'll add these 15 ballots. Oh no, let's see.
We've got
12.
Yeah.
You'll add 12 to
22.
this batch.
We'll add the-
22 and
Add the other
30.
10, whatever else comes
10%.
in. And then the batches that I have, because I need to save a batch for the last scan to
Yes.
protect the voter. Since I didn't have enough to scan the other night, 'cause that won't leave me with anything. So about 60, 70 around there.
Mm.
And like I said, whatever else comes in.
Do you expect any more today?
I do. I hope so. I think with the holiday, that was kind of an interruption. Instead of doing the 3-day calling on the Wednesday, which would have been the 3 days prior to the review, we called Thursday and Friday last week. So people would have time to take care of this before the holiday and also get their care letters in the mail before the holidays. So hopefully they'll get back and people coming back from vacation, getting their messages on their phones and emails and stuff. So I have hope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, looks like we're done for today. We will adjourn at 9:35. And thank you. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning before your very long council meeting.
Well, thank you for letting me share.
Thank you for being here, Tom.
Yeah, see you, Tom.
Feel free to
I
take
was
some
just thinking,
crumble.
I think my first